What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Channel. I'm AJ Gels. How's it going? We are back once more with the weekly show. Excuse me. I know this is coming out a little bit late. I was away yesterday and early this morning. My university's college basketball tournament. We lost first round, and so I had to come back this morning. I'm tired. I didn't get good sleep last night, so if I'm a little lethargic, I apologize for that. We got about 4 articles we're going to talk about, and a YouTube video that I'll pull up sometime. I'm trying to remember exactly what that YouTube video was. I know I'm not very prepared this week, so yeah, I'm going to be a little lethargic. I have another. Maybe you'll see another video up tonight. I finished up Bayonetta before I left, so I have a whole bunch of Bayonetta videos I still need to edit. So you'll see that, but regular uploads will again commence tomorrow, and I also have another video, like another news video planned for tomorrow. There's some movement on Fable 4. But again, I'll talk about that in that video that'll be out tomorrow. You can check that out. Either way, all 4 of the articles we got today coming by way of IGN. Excuse me. The first one, PS Plus to stop offering PS3 and Vita games. 1 year left. Article, Brian Barnett, IGN. This makes me sad. I'm a big I really love my Vita. Great console. I don't think it. I think it got far less credit than it actually deserved. But this is a short article. We'll read through it and all that. PlayStation Plus will stop offering monthly PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita game titles from next year. Starting March 8th, 2019, the PlayStation Plus monthly games lineup will no longer include PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita titles, Sony announced today. Excuse me. No other changes are being made to the service, and the members will still keep access to any PS3 and Vita titles they redeem or have redeemed, but no new games will be added beyond that point. Sony stated it will continue to prioritize PS Plus benefits, including online multiplayer, online game save storage, monthly games on PS4, and exclusive PS Store discounts. For more on PlayStation Plus, all that stuff. I believe the numbers for the games for this month are Bloodborne and Ratchet & Clank, at least for the PS4. I know a lot of people are excited for Bloodborne. Maybe I'll actually give it a try. Ratchet & Clank is awesome, if you ask me. But yeah, this makes me sad because it keeps reminding me that the Vita's done. I really like the Vita, but really I guess the PS Plus games that we got for the Vita weren't really that good, or I haven't really seen a really good one. But still, it makes me sad. I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to make mention of. For PlayStation Store discounts, just because it's on my mind right now. I think Naughty Dog is running some sort of sale right now. I think you can get The Last of Us remastered cheap. I'm not sure how much it is right now, and Uncharted Lost Legacy also at discounted price. So, moving on, we got Crytek CEO Savant Yearly, hopefully that's correct, is stepping down. Article, Tom Marks, IGN. Crytek co-founder Savant Yearly has stepped down from his role as CEO. The German game developer, best known for creating the Far Cry and Crysis series, will now be co-helmed by Yearly's 2 brothers, Avni and Farouk Yearly, hopefully that's correct, whom he founded the company with. Savant will, and I quote, continue to serve as strategic shareholder, end quote. In a press release announcing the change, Yearly says the decision was driven by the desire to, and I quote, recognize the existing leadership's excellent achievements over these past 2 years, unquote. He continues by saying he looks forward to helping from a shareholder role, but does not specify how much direct involvement he will have going forward. Crytek is currently working on the FPS Hunt Showdown, which launched on Steam Early Access last week, as well as continued development on the 2014 free-to-play FPS Warface and the Cry engine as a whole. Now, what's this mean for Crytek? Give me a second. Taking off my sweatshirt. I don't expect this to change much. I'm still really interested in what they're going to do with come on, brain. Hunt Showdown. I think the game looks really cool and all that, but I don't think this is news, but I don't think this is a big deal. It's most of the time I say that I feel like I have this kind of like planned response every time a CEO or head of a studio steps down or moves aside. I don't see any massive change in the studio. one way or the other. But all right, sorry about that weird cut. I went to check on that YouTube video before it escaped my mind and could not find it for the life of me. It was a trailer of the next. I'm trying to think here. Come on, brain. The next AC Origins DLC. I know Samori, you sent me a link to that trailer. If over Twitter, if you wouldn't mind, dude, could you resend me? Could you try and if you can find it on like a Ubisoft account or something? I don't like using other channels when I do stuff like this. I prefer to use like the developer. You use it on the YouTube channel of the developer or something like that. That's usually what I prefer. So if you can send that to me, big help, man. Thank you. All right, next article. We got Twisted Metal Creators Studio shuts down. Article Shabana Arif, IGN. David Jaffe Studio, the Bartlett Jones Supernatural Detective Agency, has shut down in the wake of a canceled project. Jaffe, who has previously helped create God of War and Twisted Metal, which both made IGN's top 100 PlayStation 2 games, tweeted about layoffs in the studio last month after the project it was working on was canceled. See, I thought this was actually a really big thing. I was actually expecting. I don't know. I was really, how to put this? I wasn't expecting this studio to completely shut down. I believe I said, David Jaffe, the guy's got a good mind, and that something would come around, and just looks like I was wrong. The tweet reads, wanted y'all to hear it from me before anyone else. We've had a project canceled and have been forced to lay off the vast majority of Bartlett Jones' staff gaming division. More news to come, but for now, that's what's up. Hearts breaking for the amazingly talented crew that's out of work. Sad face. With a little tear. Jaffe confirmed the studio's subsequent closure to GamesBeat, saying, and I quote, "Yeah, it's all true, I'm afraid, just the nature of the beast. We had a cool game going with a publisher, and as that game is no longer happening, and since all of our funding came from publishers, we just couldn't keep the place going. It was a fantastic ride. However, I so loved our team and loved working with the crew, and remain crazy proud of what we created with Drawn to Death. Excited to see where we all land after what has been one of the very best working experiences of my career thus far," end quote. This week, Jaffe tweeted that he would be giving away props from the Bartlett Jones office. Yeah, I gotta say, I've seen Drawn to Death. I get where people are coming from, that I don't think it has like a whole super lot of depth, but I really like the concept, and I like the art style and everything. So I get, you gotta give him credit. David Jaffe he's an interesting individual. And I quote, any SoCal gamers interested in owning some gaming history, sadly we are shutting down our Bartlett Jones office, and there's some great props that we're trying to unload to folks who are into such things. Sweet Tooth's machete we used in TM 2012 movies, Sweet Chick's mask, etc., he said. Ideally, it would go to charity like Child's Play to auction off, he added in a later tweet, but the time to set up shipping of such odd-shaped and heavy items is something we just can't have. We just don't have time to take on, end quote. The studio's previous release was Drawn to Death, which weren't too enthused about in our review, but it's sad to see the second game won't be coming to fruition. I agree with that. It's sad to see a studio like this go down, but again, it's like Jaffe said, nature of the beast. Final article today, we have Detroit Become Human. We finally have a release date, and I'll say this way sooner than I thought it would be. Article Joe Scrubble's IGN. Detroit Become Human, the next game from David Cage's Quantic Dreams, will be released on May 25th. Cage himself made the announcement on the PlayStation blog, calling it Quantic Dreams' most ambitious title to date. Following the stories of 3 androids in a near-future Detroit, the game charts the beginnings of an android revolution. In classic Quantic Dreams style, the game is an action-accented adventure game with multiple choices and consequences depending on players' decisions. Cage has promised it's the most variable game the studio has made yet, and I quote, each story is almost as unique as your DNA, end quote, he adds. The game has stirred up some controversy in the run-up to its release, particularly around its depiction of domestic violence, and I quote, this game may be seen as controversial, writes Cage, as it explores a number of sensitive topics that some people may consider inappropriate or taboo for video games. But maybe this is the most fascinating aspect of Detroit. We hope that it sparks meaningful conversations, and we're looking forward to hearing what you think about it, end quote. I keep saying this. I don't want to cover social issues on this channel. I really don't like doing it. But in this case, because I talked about this when this game was, people were talking about this controversy around this game with domestic violence and all this. I have to sit here, I don't like the saying, people want to say, oh, it's too taboo and it's inappropriate for video games. Or because you see these things. I'm in a class right now that's, it's media criticism. And it's a lot of this. We see these things on TV. We see, let's go back to All in the Family with Archie Bunker. I might be making a deep cut for some of you younger guys. But we see this, misogynistic, dickhead in Archie Bunker. Maybe not dickhead, but he's old school. He's like I said, misogynistic. He's the man works, the woman stays at home, all this stuff, and everybody wants to say, and my teacher would bring up that, well, people see this and they act this out. Well, no, the joke of the show is that he's this way. The joke of the show is the caricature of this person. You see something like this, because I've seen the scenes that are supposedly controversial in this about the domestic violence. In this case, it's not comedy. In this case, it's drama. It's a serious thing. And I don't think it trivializes, it's like, even if it does trivialize it, in my opinion, I still think it's allowed to be made. I think anything's allowed to be made. That's on what, Manhunt, Hatred, games like that, I think they're perfectly allowed to exist. Postal, But back on the actual topic, though, I don't think that it is inappropriate or taboo. I think it's a use of something that would happen in real life to add drama in a game. I don't get what's wrong with that. Isn't that the point of movies? I don't get it. This was just like when Lara Croft. I remember reading people complaining about when the first Tomb Raider game came out, first of the new Tomb Raider installments. When that game came out, when Lara was, it was early on in the game. You had your weapon stripped from you. You had the hands tied behind your back, and you had a guy assaulting Lara, and everybody's like, oh, there were a lot of people. Oh, well, this is it's violence against women, and I'm like, I'm sitting here going, okay, but what did you expect? This isn't. We're not playing a non-violent. We're gonna walk through a field of daisies video game. This is a horrible thing. She's being overpowered by somebody. She's restrained. She ends up escaping it. I just don't get why we can't use these serious adult topics in games. Everybody's like, oh, well, it's trivializing it. It's using it as a plot device. Yes! Very good. I'm glad you see that. People piss me off. I'm sorry. I'm probably not making a lot of sense right now. I'm probably going between 3 different topics all at once here. My head is killing me. I'm trying to close this out. I know this is really short, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I think I made my point clear. It's just, I think these people it's controversial. I agree with Cage. I think this explores sensitive topics, and yeah, I find it interesting. I'm glad that they aren't shying away from it and running away because people are going, oh, it's offensive. Fuck you. Not David Cage, but, that's generally my thing when somebody says it's offensive, because my answer to that is, if it's so offensive to you, don't play it. So offensive to you, don't watch it. But let the rest of us who want to play / watch it, leave us alone and let us watch and play the video game, or watch the TV show or movie. That's my general feel on this. Like I said, this was a short one. I really didn't have a lot to add. Like I said, my head is killing me. I'm tired. I still wanted to get a video out, talk about some news, whatnot. I didn't want it to. I've been a little lax the last couple of weeks, and I didn't want to take a week off. So I just want to say, everybody, as always, thank you so much for watching. I promise there will be another news video up tomorrow, all about Fable 4. And a little hint, the project is happening. But again, that video will be up tomorrow. I'll hopefully be a lot more energetic than I am right now. Next week, again, weekly show, same time, same place, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, or at least that's when I'll try and get it up. Thank you for watching, everybody. As always, Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links, all that stuff is down in the description below. If you ever want to have a private chat with me, a public chat with me, you want to send me articles or anything like that, they can all be done through any of the social media in the description, along with my website, which allows comments. But that's usually but that is also where written content gets posted, so go check that out. And other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like button, leave me a comment. That kind of stuff really helps me with the algorithms here on YouTube. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time. But until then, I'm AJ Gels. This is the Untitled Gaming Channel. I'm out.